Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss projectile motion. As you can see here, there is a person throwing a ball. The path followed by the ball is called as trajectory, and the ball here, which is the object, is called as projectile, and its motion is termed as the projectile motion. There can be another example also, like bullet fired from gun. So let us start. When a particle is thrown obliquely, it moves along a curved path under constant acceleration that is directed towards the center of the earth, which is acceleration due to gravity. And the motion of such a particle is called as the projectile motion. Here we will consider negligible air resistance. In projectile motion, there are two simultaneous independent motions. One is along the x-axis and another is along the y-axis. When the particle is in air, only force acting on it is due to the acceleration due to gravity. This acceleration due to gravity is vertically downwards. There is no acceleration in horizontal direction, which means the velocity of the particle in horizontal direction is constant and hence is responsible for the horizontal motion of the particle. Along the y-axis, there is a uniform acceleration, that is acceleration due to gravity, which is vertically downwards and is responsible for the vertical motion of the particle. Let us consider a ball which is projected at an angle theta with respect to the horizontal x-axis with initial velocity u. Here, point O is called as the point of projection, and the object is thrown with velocity u, which is making an angle theta with the x-axis. We can resolve this velocity in two components. Let ux be the component of the velocity along x-axis and uy be the component of the velocity along y-axis. Along the x-axis, the component will be u cos theta, and along the y-axis, the component will be u sin theta. As we know, there is no acceleration along the x-axis, so it will be 0, and acceleration along the y-axis will be minus of acceleration due to gravity, that is minus of g. The horizontal component of velocity remains same throughout, and the vertical component of velocity decreases gradually, and at the highest point, that is at point A, it becomes 0. Therefore, velocity at highest point is only due to the horizontal component, that is u cos theta, in horizontal direction only. However, the angle between the velocity and the acceleration is 90 degrees. Throughout the motion of the particle, acceleration is constant, that is minus of g. Here OB is the horizontal range, or simply the range of the projectile, and the total time taken by the particle to reach from O to B is called as the time of flight. Now let us derive these expressions. Let us first find the total time of flight, that is the total time for which the particle is in air. Here it is represented by the time taken by the particle to reach from O to B. It's called the time of flight. At maximum height, the velocity is 0. So we can use the equation of motion. The velocity is 0. Earlier it was u sin theta, and the acceleration is minus g. So from here we can calculate the time to reach the maximum height, which is u sin theta upon g. But we need to find the total time taken. See here, thrown the particle, this is the time taken to reach from point of projection to maximum height. And what we need the total time from the point of projection up till point B. So by symmetry, it will be simply the twice of this time we have calculated above. So the total time of the flight will be 2u sin theta by g. Horizontal range. It is the horizontal distance covered by the particle between its point of projection and the point of hitting the ground when both points are on the same horizontal plane. It is denoted by capital R. As it is the horizontal range, it is due to the horizontal component of the velocity. In a figure, it is represented by OB, which is equal to horizontal component of the velocity multiplied by the total time of the flight, which we have just calculated as 2u sin theta by g. And the horizontal component of velocity is u cos theta. Multiplying it, we will obtain u square sin 2 theta by g. In order to obtain the maximum range, we will get as u square by g by putting sin 2 theta equal to 1, which is the maximum value. Now let us calculate the maximum height attained by the projectile. It is the maximum vertical height attained by the particle above the point of projection during its flight. The highest point of the path, that is the trajectory, in our figure is represented by point A. When the particle, or here we have set as ball, is at point A, the vertical component of the velocity will be 0. Using the third equation of motion, we can calculate the maximum height, that is velocity at maximum height is 0. Earlier it was u sin theta, so u sin theta square minus 2g into maximum height. Rearranging the terms, we will get u square sin square theta by 2g. Now let us calculate the equation of trajectory, that is the path followed by the object. For this, let us consider the position of the ball at any instant as x, y, that is the coordinate. Using the equation of motion, we can write the x coordinate as u cos theta into t, as there is no acceleration, and for the y coordinate we can write down vertical component of the velocity is u sin theta into t minus half gt square. Now we will eliminate this t from second equation by putting its value from first equation, that is t is equal to x upon u cos theta. We will put this value in second equation and rearrange the terms. After putting the value of t, we have obtained this equation. Rearranging the terms, we will get x tan theta minus gx square upon 2u square cos square theta, which is the equation of parabola. Hence, the path followed by a projectile is a parabola. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.